What's up with my APA family? It's your boy L, APA, coming through with another video, some content for your mind. You already know. And as always, man, on this channel, you know what we do. Kicking them tails from the youngsters, the YGs, the reoffenders, man. Hopefully you don't go back in the system or to the system to begin with. And as you could tell by the caption, thumbnail, good old Uña, you know what I'm saying? We're going to delve in a little bit more into the Bozo and Swifty Blue a little bit, but really, homies hating on each other, bro. Like, it's something that's always gonna happen, you know. It happens on YouTube, it happens on in the neighborhood, you know. It happens in prison a lot. You know, it always seems to be somebody that doesn't like your progress. Doesn't like the fact that you can outshine them because they either look similar to you or because they think they're copying your style or they got tattoos like you or you wear hats like them because, you know, chains, watches, fucking shoes, whatever it may be, man. In the case with these rappers, I mean, and especially with sureños or even gang members, right? I mean, how dumb can you be to not expect or be surprised that somebody's gonna look like you? You know what I'm saying? There's millions upon millions of dudes that look the same like these dudes, right? But I think it's just that the arrogance, the egotistical shit that they have within them that makes them arrogant like that, you know? And they let their career or their whatever fame they think they have, they let it get to their head, right? They either had no humility or they lost it. So favoritism is something that was prevalent in prison, of course. There was always homies out there that was pretty much who could get the best work done, artwork, best workouts. Even in the hole, when I got into it with the homie over fucking working out and shit, like I didn't get into it like verbally. We just got into a workout fucking competition, and it's all because he wanted to break everybody. And fortunately and unfortunately, fortunately he wasn't able to break me. Unfortunately, I still have a messed up shoulder because of that. We ended up doing over 1,000 something burpees, and that doesn't even include the rest of the workouts. But it happens everywhere. There's always somebody trying to get one up on you. They're trying to think they're cooler or they're better. And as a result, they hate. They hate. It's just prevalent. It's inherent in some individuals. Like Bozo and Swifty and all these rappers, bro. Inevitably, somebody's gonna drag him into some type of argument. And the most prevalent argument is who's a better rapper, right? You know, I've seen a few things on the tube that, you know, that pretty much alluded to that. Who's the best rapper? Who's the greatest of all time? Who's this? Who's that? I guess it's good controversy, good television, good conversation, I guess. But at the end of the day, man, these are the same dudes that are talking about uniting the raza. You know, like American Cholo going over there with Bozo, talk about uniting the raza for my community and this and that. But yet again, your own community is the one that hates on themselves the most. You know, and this goes towards blacks, browns, whites, any race. Your own usually seems to be the one that hates on you the most because they don't want to see you shine. They want to be that person. Instead of picking up the fucking tools and getting to work and fucking and making something out of yourself, you want to hate on somebody else because they're shining brighter than you because they were able to, you know, to perform better than you, or not even perform better than you. Because I'm a firm believer that just because you're on top of somebody doesn't mean you're a better performer, you know, or a better rapper. I mean, the art is in the eye of the beholder. It really just depends on what your taste is, right? But it's that arrogance that gets you in trouble. It's that arrogance that makes you believe that you deserve better or that there's injustices. But in reality, bro, like sometimes dudes just catch lucky breaks, and some don't. Some work. They may both work the same with the same efficiency, same fucking heart, same everything, but they just somehow don't catch the same break, you know. And that's not that doesn't mean that they ain't a hard worker. That just means that fuck life ain't fair sometimes, man. But instead of fucking hating on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Instead of hating on somebody, like, embrace them. And if they don't want to mess with you or even acknowledge you, that's fine. Shit, go on about your day. You know, be happy for them, or at least have that courtesy and that mutual respect that the dude made it. You know, especially if he's brown, right? So obviously, you guys know that Bozo and Swifty Blue are going at it with Swifty having pawned his chains and all that BS. I mean, I personally have not seen a Swifty Blue's response. I don't really feel like I need to, not because I think I know it all, but because honestly, I just feel like it's gonna be another back and forth, and I honestly don't need an explanation from him. I don't. If he did pawn his jewelry, hey, who cares? You did it to get out of jail. There's way worse reasons why you would pawn your shit. As long as you didn't pawn your shit on some crack or some dope or whatever the fuck, like I would not suggest to anybody do. And another lesson, the youngsters, if indeed he did pawn his stuff, he did it to get out of jail, right? Good reason. Don't ever put yourself in a situation where you have to pawn your stuff to get out. See, you got dudes like Bozo and all them dudes. You best believe that these dudes ain't riding dirty. Swifty Blue, I don't know what he has in his mind that he feels like he needs to live what he raps and raps what he lives. Or in this case, rap about what he lives. But it's gonna, I already told you guys before, it's not gonna lead him anywhere positive. It's not. And if you're out there and you find yourself being going down a rabbit hole, I mean, and I'm talking about not just a verbal rabbit hole. I'm talking about a rabbit hole that's gonna get you into like prison. You know, like start strapping up. Let's go look for this dude. Fuck, and this and that. You're already messing up. You know, I am guilty of it myself, but as long as you go pull back in time, it's all that matters. At a certain point, you got to realize that some things just ain't worth it. You know, and if you see somebody, you see them. If you don't, you don't. Because not everybody plays by the same rules, man. Some people have no respect, no courtesy, right? So if they talk about you, let them talk about you, man. Swifty, if they talk about you, let them talk about you, bro. Who cares? And last point, he is not a Chicano rapper because he says the N-word in his raps. That just shows you the arrogance and the ego that Sureño, that homie rappers have. They're different from regular, I guess, raza rap or dudes that don't bang. I mean, like things like the lighter shade of brown types, you know. I don't know, I see them as different. I see these dudes that are actually from neighborhoods different than your regular rapper, because these dudes are purists. They're hardcore believers in their gang and their cause. For Swifty to be able to, for Swifty to say that he doesn't answer to no man, and you're claiming a 13, you're absolutely wrong. And I suggest you stop saying that, because you will mind somebody, homie, and you should know that, dog. I get that dudes get caught up in their whole thing, and I know they're strapped up and they roll with their buddies and all that, but bro, don't say shit like that, homie, because somebody will give you a phone call, homie, and somebody will see you, you know. So that's the one thing that Bozo's not wrong about, you know. Like he talks about he respects his elders, this and that, and it sounds good, whatever. But when it comes to like answering up to somebody, he's not wrong about that. You have to answer up to somebody in that lifestyle, and because of that, they tread lightly and they don't do certain things, and as a result, they have no control over their lives. They have no control over their lives. Anybody that's in that cause has no control of your life. You're not your own man, Spencer. That's just what it is. You could try to justify it any way you want. Trust me, I did it for a couple of decades, and ultimately, even before I hung up my gloves, I already knew that my life wasn't my life, and I didn't like it. I still found whatever pride in it that I could, like put it in work with the camaradas. Whenever we had to leave the cell, when it kicked off, boom, the soldiers next to us are the ones we're doing it for. We all know that we have to freaking answer up and this and that, and we don't have control of our lives. We're being used. We knew that, bro. But what are you gonna do? You're in a situation where, you know, I talked about it the other day. A lot of homies like to say, well, you knew what you signed up for. Well, no, actually, no, I didn't know what I signed up for. I knew that I signed up to be for my neighborhood. I knew that I signed up to go over there and put in work on my enemies. I didn't know I signed up for the other spot and the other stuff. But ultimately, since I was representing a neighborhood, I handle my business. But eventually, your eyes get open, and you know, the purists, the ones that are still active, love to despise us because they see it as excuses that we're making to not put in work or this or that. Well, I beg to differ. Well, I mean, I know why you're doing it. I was there. I was once there too. Trust me, I felt the disdain, the animosity towards dudes that hung up the gloves and all that. Trust me, I've been there, dog. I've done that. It's okay. You'll be all right. But at a certain point, bro, like, sacrificing your family and your kids and your freedom, it's just not worth it, homie. It's just not worth it, dog. You know, like, I've never been the religious type. A lot of homies do try to hit you with that religion. I don't. My whole philosophy is take care of your family. Take care of your family, and let's teach these youngsters to what not to do, you know? So, yeah, man, they don't consider Swifty Blue a Chicano rapper because he uses the N-word. That's one of the most racist things I've ever heard. And so, there's a lot of homies that are inherently racist. Anybody that wants to say that this dude is not a homie rapper because he uses the N-word in his raps, that's a whole different conversation. But because of that, you're not a... Bro, if you're from a neighborhood or we're from a neighborhood, whether you got rolled out or not, I could care less. Your stilo really doesn't matter. I did time with a lot of homies from South Central, from LA, that were saying that word left and right. Left and right. On the yard. Yeah, they weren't saying it in front of the blacks or whatever, but some of them did have relationships with blacks. What's up, man? And the blacks didn't trip on the yard, but obviously there's just dudes that were working with them in kitchen or in scullery or pots and pans, so they got along like that. And the blacks knew that these dudes either were from that area, from where the Hoovers are at and all that, so they're gonna get a little that type of stilo, you know. And so try telling one of those homies that they're not homies. Try telling one of those homies from LA, from righteous neighborhoods, however distasteful it is for the homies to hear another homie use that N-word as slang, because I know that a lot of homies that don't talk that way, we used to look at it like, how's this fool saying that word, homie? The hell? You got that style, you know? And to me, it's just like, got that urban style. To me, it's just like, bro, like, if that's a stilo, that's a stilo. How the hell is he not a Chicano rapper when he's Mexican? He was born here, Mexican parents, from a sur barrio, you know, and it just shows you the hate that dudes have. And instead of talking about other things with merit, these are the type of things that they want to use to tear somebody down. And I'm not with it. I'm not with it. You may not like a stilo of rap. Don't listen to it. But don't go on a whole freaking rampage talking about he's not a Chicano rapper because of that. Cut it out, homie. Just cut it out. None of you dudes have control of your lives anyways, so it is what it is. You're really just arguing on who you're gonna kick up stuff to the most. That's really what you're arguing over. Anyways, youngsters out there, you guys already know, man. Much respect to anybody out there, organization, anybody, man. I don't mean no disrespect. It's just, I'm always going to speak from the heart, based on my experiences, based on my 15 years that I did on the 180s, level 4s, and the shoe, all that, you know. And much love to all the homies that are still locked up, on the active side especially, because I have a lot of homies that are still over there, and it is what it is, bro. And they know what I did while I was in there, and they respect it, and they know I'm a family man. It is what it is. Much love. One life saved is one life blessed. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. APA, I'm out.